And you need to like look at this with objective eyes. Like, why were they so ahead when it comes to technology, right? Like, even if you look at the Panzerkampfwagen and the tanks, the guns of the Germans, they were all always ahead. Even the submarines, the U-boats were far better than what the Americans and the Britishers had. They were always one step ahead of everyone else when it comes to the engineering, right? And there was a saying that one one Panzer tank is as good as five American Sherman tanks, but American always had six. So they just won the war based on sheer numbers. I also paid attention towards the D-Day invasion, the Normandy Beach. If you do not know, it happened on 4th of June, 6th of June. All right. 4th of June is the birthday of person who I know. That is why. Okay, 6th of June. So in the if you analyze it from the German point of view, you'll find out that there were more soldiers on the beach needed to be killed than the Germans had bullets. So they were definitely going to lose that invasion no matter what. Now the numbers might not be as accurate, but if you do the research, well, that's what you're going to find out. That it was sheer number. Like, look at the number of countries that were against Germany. So you had like France, you had Canada, you had America, you had United Kingdoms, you had entire Russia. And what did we the Germans had like Italy, who always lost, and Germany had to go and protect it and fucking like free Mussolini and all. There was a revolution that was going on in Italy itself, and the fascists were losing in Italy. And Japan, yeah, Japan stayed till the end, but it was too far away, man. The war was in Europe. There were no Japanese fighting in Europe, right? But there were Americans fighting in Europe, right? And there were Indians fighting in Europe. Britishers brought like a lot of Indian troops in Europe. So the engineering was great, but that's what I'm trying to analyze. Like, what made Germans so good in engineering? Even the planes, the Stukas, they're always like cutting edge technology. And if you look a little bit back, like, Germans started preparing for the next war for as early as I think the 1920s, that they were ready. That was their focus, that they were silently building their military strength again, trying to build better tanks. If you do not know, Britain was the first to bring tanks into a battle zone in World War One. I can put the picture over here. It looks a little bit weird, but that's the first tank. But Germans worked on it. Okay, this is something revolutionary, so we need to work on it. And they came up with the best tanks of World War Two. So I think if you pay attention on nothing other than creating like warfare technology, then obviously you are going to be better at it, right? That's one reason. Second, they did not have much to do, right? They did not have much options, so they invested all of its energy towards doing that. And also, like, the countries which have won the war, they are busy enjoying, right? America, they're having good time, France having good time, Germany having a shitty time. So they're going to invest all their energy towards creating better engineering products, which also brings me to the point that the worst situations are the ones that will create the best inventions, right? What was that? Adversity is the father of invention, right? So, these are all the factors that you might want to consider. The history is deep, and I'm sure that I'm not even scratching the surface. I need to get a historian over here on this podcast. But the point started with all is that it all started not only with Nazis, that it started with a war, right? War started the best technologies that we are living off of today. And also, like, if you look at the internet, I think internet to a huge extent is the birth of Cold War. Like you want to have surveillance on other countries. Like initially, America and Russia were not throwing satellites in the space to monitor crop fields, like right? They were throwing it to monitor the nuclear activities of other country. What is the development?